Well, howdy doodly doo, folks. My name's B. You're watching B's Bop Bonanza, and in this episode of B's Bass Babblings, we are looking at FansHobby Bossman. Now, yes, this is a very special occasion today. We're looking at my first third-party review, first third-party masterpiece review. This is, as I said, FansHobby Bossman, which is their take on G1.5/G1 Euro Turbo Master Boss done in their Headmaster style. Very exciting. And of course, for the Neon 90s occasion, I've got my fabulous pink sunglasses on, my fabulous 90s bomber jacket thing, and I'm sure you will notice that I have a new light. This is a sad side effect of it, but I'm sure you will agree that it's worth it because everything I'm holding in my hands, you can actually see it now, which is a nice change. Since we're talking about FansHobby, I decided to add FansHobby Megatooth / Repugnus to the shelf here today. So he's repping the Canadian flag in place of Optimus this week. Now, I know I've never spoken about the box before, but just because this is, like I say, my first masterpiece thing, I thought it's a special occasion, so let's just talk about the box because it's quite nice. Different from the usual Hasbro affair. So as you can see, we have FansHobby X The Chosen Prime, and this was a TFcon LA exclusive figure, and one of 600 made. And I just want to take this opportunity to shout out my Transformers Botposting colleagues for hooking me up with this. Thank you so much for securing it for me and sending it to me. I'm so happy that I was able to get my hands on this because the Turbo Masters are just so important to me, and as soon as I saw this guy was announced, I knew that I just would have to do anything to get one. So anyway, we have this lovely artwork here, Boss himself in car mode as well. It's a bit cartoony, but it's nice. This side of the box, just that same art again, and exactly the same on that side. On the bottom we have the car mode. On the top we have this beautiful face. These eyes are just so hypnotic. And on the back, then we have some actual product shots. So, like I said, this is a repaint of their Go Shooter / Siren / I can't remember what FansHobby called it, but that's what they're referencing. So, of course, he turns into a beautiful Mazda RX-7 Savannah, which I absolutely love for multiple reasons. I'm a massive Mazda fanboy. But anyway, it shows here that even though the original Boss toy, the Turbo Master Boss, doesn't do any of this, this is purely just a reference repaint. So it still has the Headmaster gimmick and then the little cockpit and such. Or what's it called here? Junior Power Driver. Yeah, sure, whatever. And you can see he has opening chest thing, and then this gun thing attaches onto the front to reference the original. And of course this is the original Hasbro 1990 whatever it was Turbo Master Boss, and as usual he only has 2 missiles instead of 3 because I've never seen anybody who has all 3 missiles for their Turbo Masters. But anyway, let's crack this open and see what we get inside. Now, at the risk of sounding like Sam's Trains, a well-known YouTuber who does model railway reviews and spends a lot of time on the boxes, I just wanted to call out this section. It says on this flap that says Master Builder Series to offer transforming robot fans long-awaited characters with new concept interpretation, also to bring collectible figures a new extended dimension. I'm not really sure what extended dimension is referencing, but long-awaited figures is definitely something that FansHobby is very good at. Who the hell else is going to give us a third-party masterpiece Turbo Master or a third-party masterpiece Repugnus for God's sake, you know what I mean? And this is just the two that I have. Like, they also have like all the junior headmasters, freaking Double Dealer, Overlord, Power Master Prime, Laser Prime, fucking Thunderclash, what do you call him? The bloody Pyro. I think it's Pyro, Red Fire Engine guy, G2. And wasn't really interested in that one because it didn't really look much like him, but anyway. And then soon coming out, they have bloody Armada Galvatron, which is, I've also pre-ordered that. Very excited for that. Armada Optimus Prime and Tidal Wave coming out. Like, they're just, yeah, like definitely my favorite third-party company at the minute. I absolutely love what they're doing. I love that they're giving us like things that no other company seems to be doing, because like every other masterpiece company is just churning out G1, you know, and G1's fine. I love G1, but it's nice to have something different. And that's why I love the latest Legacy line so much for Generations. And that's why I love FansHobby, because they're trying something different. They're giving us something different, and I'm here for it. But anyway, straight out of the box here we have a nice sort of plastic collector shell. And I know I don't really like plastic packaging, however, in this case, because it is intended to be a collector's piece, intended to be reusable, I will be keeping this. This will not be going in the bin, so I'm okay with it being plastic. So the first thing, I've packed this in badly, but we have the Turbo Master gun thing. I can't remember what way that went in the packaging originally, but we have some paperwork, and then we have a little baggie of accessories, and then we have Boss himself. So just quickly for the paperwork, I say we have like an instruction sheet here. It's actually quite well done. Like, it's printed nice and big, so you can clearly see like every step, and it's black and white, but then it has the moving part in color, so you know. And the arrows, for example, here it's pretty clear where everything's supposed to go. You know, because I have that struggle a lot with instructions. Like, I don't really use instructions for generation stuff. Like, not to blow my own horn a bit, but I'm just very good at Transformers now. Like, I don't need instructions. I prefer having the challenge of transforming it myself, like a puzzle. But for these third-party ones, especially because they can be quite fragile, I definitely wanted the instructions, and they don't disappoint. They're very, very clear, very good, which I've heard from other third-party things is quite rare. So I'm happy with that. And then we also have a little card, of course, because all these masterpiece things have a bloody card. Pretty nice picture there. Pretty nice picture there with some stats, whatever. So for the little jug bag, we have the spoiler, which attaches onto the back. Very nice color, very nice paintwork. Then we have this other little baggie inside the baggie that has his missiles and the little helmet piece. I'll show these better later, obviously. And then finally we have the two guns, which are Go Shooters guns, but obviously because they're in the same mold, like, they just give us them anyway. And like I said, then we have Boss himself. So starting in vehicle mode, then we have this gorgeous, gorgeous Mazda RX-7 Savannah. Compared to the original one, completely different vehicle. Like, it's not trying to be exactly the same vehicle, and you'll forgive me, this one doesn't have the gold and white stickers, but whatever. I'm still waiting on Toy Hacks giving us a set. Please, 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 Toy Hacks, give us some Turbo Master V-Pros, because mine only has these ones on the legs, but there's some that are supposed to go down the side and stuff as well. But anyway, completely different looking car, apart from the fact that it's blue with pink windows. And I like the wheels though, because on the original one, obviously they're just like pinned on, and then on Go Shooters wheels, they're these like hubcaps. But FansHobby has picked the middle part out in silver and left the rest as black. That's a nice sort of homage to this original look. And while we're talking about the wheels, I'm not sure how well this is focusing, but the detail on the sort of alloys, no, not alloys, like hubcaps, these would be, no, they are alloys. Very nice, and he has like rubber tires, but they're the good kind of rubber tires. They're not like really soft, which means that they're not going to doze as easily. Like, it's quite hard. Still, it's more like, I would say, soft plastic rather than rubber, if that makes sense. So like, it feels nice without being too soft. Just while we're at the front here, my favoriteest part of this toy. Are you ready for this? He has freaking pop-up headlights. Pop-up headlight on a Transformer toy. Like, come on. That's just so perfect. Like, look, he's so cute. He looks so happy. I don't know. I love that. I love pop-up headlights. Like 90s kid here. Pop-up headlights are just incredible, and the fact that this guy can do them is just so, like, look at me smiling. Like, this is ridiculous. We also have, of course, the sort of fog lights done in the same clear pink plastic, and then we have the indicators and other lights done in the orange and yellow, and then the radiator done in pink for some reason as well. Whatever. Flipping it around the back, then we have the backlights. They are done in, they're pink as well. I had to check with my glasses. I can't see, but they're done in pink, which of course isn't like vehicularly accurate. But anyway, very nice. It's got like a suggestion of fuel door there. Big area of clear plastic there for the back windscreen, and I find that very rare, but very nice. You know, it's like you very rarely see that on Transformers, and it's nice as well that these sort of panels on the inside sort of emulate the partial shelves that there would be. The only thing is that you can see the whole way through it, like there, you know, you can see the whole way through. But to be fair, the little black guns can slide in here and fill the gap in if you don't like that, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Moving around the sides, like I say, we have this gorgeous strip here, this lightning bolt, very well painted. Like, there's not even a whiff of dodgy paintwork on this figure at all. I'll just say that now. So like the whole thing cast in the blue plastic and the translucent pink. Then parts like the doors, the blue on the doors is painted, but you wouldn't be able to tell because it's such a good paint match between this lower part and this upper part. Let me see what else is painted. We have wing mirrors, which is always nice. That's always cute to see. So yeah, the windows, very beautiful. Like, obviously with Transformers, we're used to having to have, like split windows or like painted over windows or something. So the fact that this has like 4 full-sized, non-cut, non-compromised, non-painted windows is a very rare treat. Very nice indeed. And because Ghost Shooter was a police car and Siren was a fire engine, we have this light bar setup thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but whatever. But before we go any further, we do also have the spoiler, which is just attached by these little pegs on the back of the window. And when you push it on hard enough, like, it's tight enough that it's not going to fall off. But I would be tempted to glue it, but the fact that you can't then put it in the box again, because the shape of the top of the clamshell is to the shape of the whole car and not with the spoiler. So that's a bit of a downside, but it doesn't really matter. So there we go. We have a Mazda RX-7 with spoiler mounted straight onto the glass, which of course, again, is not really car accurate or whatever. But anyway, then we have the little Turbo Master gun thing that just fully flew in from off screen. As you can see, it's molded perfectly to just fit over the nose and secure in place with a little click. So there we go. That's what it looks like with the headlights down. Very smooth, aerodynamic look. And it has like nubbins here, and here, so you can mount the missiles. And we have 3 of these yellow missiles. What I like to do is mount 2 on the spoilers, like the original. And then we have a choice. We have, like I say, a third full-size missile, or we also have this little nubbin part. So we can have it either like this, sticking out very far, or if you prefer, and I prefer, you can have this little nubbin so that it's more just like a nose cone for the intake rather than a missile shooting out. And that's nice because if we look at the original one here, then same thing again. The missiles mount on the spoilers. They don't mount on the gun on the original, but fair enough. And that's the way the missile looks inside the front. So very sort of accidentally erect, but anyway. It's nice to have the option with the long missile or the short missile. Like I say, just aesthetically, I do prefer the short one. It's much more aerodynamic. It's much more sort of a bit less awkward looking. And I just feel like when you look like that's such a nice cross section, like the way that the light bar lines up with the missiles at the back. And even though the jet sort of hangs underneath a little bit awkwardly, like imagine going over a speed bump in this car, like that's just coming off straight away. But anyway, very fun, very stupid, very beautifully daft, and Euro G1 Turbo Master random shit, and I love it, especially with that freaking pop-up headlights. Like they're just so cool, they're so cute. Now, yes, I have taken my top off. It was getting quite warm in here, but anyway, moving on to one of the fun sort of gimmicks of this is that his window can open up, and then as you can see here, we have the little headmaster guy or junior energon pilot, whatever the fuck they're called. So he has this little control panel. You just sort of flip that out of the way, and then he comes out. And this is not going to focus at all, so you'll have to wait for photos. But this little guy is adorable, absolutely cute. Sort of lanky, strangely. As like his, I don't know what, like the proportions are just kind of weird. Like even if we straighten his arms out, he's just like his arms are short for the length of his legs, or his legs are long for the length of his arms, vice versa, whatever. But very cute, and of course, like every headmaster, he has just a big face on his back, so that's cute. Ball jointed head, side to side. Very nice ball jointed elbows, or sorry, shoulders. But he does have elbows, that's why I said elbows by accident. Elbows. Ball joints in the legs, and over 90 degrees at the knee, well over 90 just because of transformation. And again, just because of transformation, he has like an ab crunch, so he can be doubled over in pain. And just before we get into the main transformation of the Transtactor slash Headmaster unit, whatever you call them, we'll just show you this guy quick. So unlike like a Times Return toy, which just like flips over, there's like slightly more to this guy. So from the back, we'll just straighten the arms out, and they do sort of like, not like pegging, but they have like a natural resting spot. Then we'll flip him over, rotate him down at the hip joint, sort of then like push his legs down so that he's like dive bombing, and then put his legs up. Whoops, his leg just came off there. And then just sort of snug it all up, and they do line up. Like I said, it's not like clipped in or pegged in, it's just sort of like fits together nicely, you know. So then we are left with this big forehead looking MF. So we have this extra little part, which I do find slightly frustrating because I know that it's accurate to the G1 Headmaster Juniors, like they had this helmet piece which went on, but from a practical standpoint, it's just really something else to lose. And especially because like it doesn't really attach that well, you know, like it sits on, like it's not going to just fly off, but if you touch it at all, it's just off. And if it didn't have to transform, I would love to just glue that in place because it's just so frustrating. But what I might do is the little pegs that it has to rest on there, like I might put a bit of clear nail polish to like thicken it up, just so that it sort of holds in a bit better, because I just worry about how easy that just comes out, you know. But anyway, that's one of my only complaints about the figure, is just how loose that little part is. But anyway, there's his head. Very nice indeed. So here we have Bossman in robot mode. And no, darling, did you think I was going to show you that transformation? Not a chance. It takes far too much concentration to try and do it while talking. So you'll just have to excuse me and see one of the other wonderful videos on YouTube that go through the transformation. But anyway, here we have the Transtactor. And of course we can take the head and attach. Bang, there we go. We have fully transformed FansHobby Bossman, and isn't he just beautiful? Like I am absolutely so in love with these colors. Like the light blue and the darker blue contrast so well with the pink, and then we have the little flourishes with the gold and the white. Like it's just so pretty, you know. So here we have like the sort of standard configuration, like with the shoulders and stuff. You can do a lot more with it. I just wanted to show you like the sort of basic look. I very much enjoy how clean the transformation is. Like, yes, it is third party Masterpiece stuff, so you do need to be a bit careful. I wouldn't even say careful, just be like, take your time. It's not like Transformers where you can just whip it back and forward in 2 seconds like a Rubik's Cube. Like, this takes care and respect to do it properly without stressing anything. I've seen people complain about this being too complicated, or on like the little sliders and the little armatures and stuff. And honestly, like I said, they're totally fine if you just give them the patience that they deserve, a bit like me. But anyway, we'll just do a quick 360 here, I suppose, starting from the bottom. So he has these little toesies, which sort of can go up and down just for the transformation and stuff. And if you want to have, you can like rotate his foot around the other way and give him like a fatter foot, maybe more like a IDW style or something, if that suits people. Of course, that means that his heel is slightly shorter, which will make him stand slightly less stably. But I think it's a nice look. But here's back just to the standard. And like I said, we have like full toe movement and like rotation, again for transformation. But if somebody has some way for that to be useful in the pose, then more power to you. I don't know. But anyway. Good big ball joints, and they're nice and tight, no issues there. And then also like big rockers that these are on, sort of like double jointed rockers. So there's not very many poses that you can put this guy in where you can't have him flat footed, let's put it that way. And then we have the going up the shins, this nice, very smooth. Some people say too smooth just because it's like so devoid of detail there, but that's just the way the car looks. Again, the wheels and the nice gold and white striping. Then we have these parts that form the knee pads, which I'll admit I don't really like, just because they don't stick out that well, and maybe it's because they're curved and also stick out. I don't know. If they had like another hinge here and then folded in more, or could rotate and be down, I don't know. There's just something slightly awkward about that. But you can sort of help that by, like, if you open up the headlights and then it sort of, how would you say, like, ties it in a bit more, if people prefer that. And we have his nice dark blue thighs with these nice stripe details. Around the back, we have, the whole doors hanging off, but it's not very intrusive, like, it's not too bad compared to some like Transformers designs, for example. It does remind me a bit of the new Legacy Hotshot, the way he has like the whole roof of the car like on his back. But yeah, very nice. Moving up, then we have these big ball joints for, well, not ball joints, sorry, they're like, are they ball joints? Oh, they are ball joints. Sorry, just like, ooh, look what's under there. Big ball joints for the thing, all swivels and stuff. I'm not going to go through every point of articulation, but recently, and by recently I just mean like today when I was just transforming him there right now, I discovered that the legs actually slide up, so he has like double jointed knees. But because of the doors, it's kind of, you either have like, if you use this lower one or else use the higher one, like it doesn't really have that much difference. But anyway, it's there, I suppose. Something I do like about this is how he has like an ab crunch, and more importantly side to side, which is very nice, like sort of waist articulation. Yeah, there's just something so fun about that because you can use that for a lot of poses. His arms, I'll get onto in a minute. His little hands are fully articulated, again with a nice striping on the forearms there, beautiful colouring in the details, nice pink added on throughout, and the head we showed earlier. On the back, we have like the windows. Like I say, there's various ways you can sort of fold these in different directions and stuff to get them out of the way for yourself. And then these parts are attached to the arms, which some people hate, but I quite like because you can do a lot of different things with that. They're on like quite a random joint setup. So you can have like a variety of different sort of posing styles for this, I suppose you could say. Like you can bring it up like this, more like Go Shooter, I believe, had his sort of like this, or bringing it down to the side, more like a cape, or even if you want to go more overt, it's like turn it in. But what I like to do actually is rotate this part around completely. Then we can have a lot more options for this part, in my opinion anyway. One of my favorites is sort of like this, which I think quite nicely, it's not quite as tucked in, but it does give him like a different silhouette. Instead of just having this like L shape, it's more of like a distinctive like shoulder pad shape, or you can have it more like, like the whole way down along the arm like that, if you want, which I think is one of the most freeing for posability, because it doesn't really go further back or further up than his actual shoulder, so you can move the arms more freely. But here it is in my preferred, what would you say, layout? I don't know. I just quite enjoy that sort of splayed style. It gives them a bit more sort of visual difference from the other ones. I don't have the other Headmaster Juniors, but if you do, then this is an option for you. Another fun display option that I just want to call out quickly is these little shoulder parts, which can come up, and I think they look quite like a popped collar, giving him a bit more of a Ryan Gosling and Drive look, which fits with the 90s aesthetic, I think, so if you want him to have a bit more of a synth wavy look, then there you go. Now, before we move on to accessories, I just want to show the original G1.5 / Euro G1, whatever you want to call it, Turbo Master Boss. And just look at this guy, he's so cute. Like his little face, his little chest, so cute. And obviously when we put the two together, you can see some significant differences. Like obviously this one has like the window frame from the car on the chest, whereas this one has it on the back, and then the shoulders. But like I said, you can sort of emulate that a bit by playing around with the shoulder pads and stuff if you want to. These ones are not here because I'm missing the stickers, but they should be there. And yeah, like I said, on this one, I suppose, so the main visual difference is obviously, like I said, much more pink on the chest here, but I feel like the paint added here emulates that quite nicely. So for me, the only difference is really the legs. And so on this one, obviously, we have the spoiler attached to the legs, but because on this one, the legs are the front of the car, then you couldn't do that. But like I say, it's not like it's bad, it's just different, And like I say, considering this is just a repaint, like the only new parts for this are the accessories. So the fact that this can look so much like this is actually quite surprising and quite nice, Another visual difference I just wanted to call out sort of quickly is that I very much enjoy that this one has blue hands, whereas this one has black hands. I feel like I would have preferred if this one had the blue hands. Like the black hands are fine because it does match in with other parts, like the black here and the black here and the black here. But I think I would have preferred if the hands were like this dark blue, and then all of the joint parts were like the dark blue as well, just for a bit more sort of visual uniformity. And just one last part before going on to accessories, just wanted to call out the little Headmaster flap, which I find it so adorable on these toys. Like, it's not anything to do with the Headmaster. Like, you can take the Headmaster on or off, and it doesn't affect this. It's purely attached by the inside of this panel. You can see it moving when I lift that. But it's very nice. Like, it's really cute to have that. I just wish it had like some sort of paint or stickering for this Spidstrint panel. But anyway, I'm sure Toy Hacks will give us something for that. So now let's move on to accessories. So like we've already showed, we have this spoiler. And the only thing I've found to do with this is to just put it on the back. And that's fine. I have no issue with just putting it on the back. But because I'm so used to like Evo Fusion gimmickry, I was expecting it to somehow be able to be mounted on the gun or something like that, but nothing for that, sadly. So there we go. Gives him another few millimeters off the back, and you can like have it up to like shoot missiles over his own shoulders, I guess, whatever you want, Obviously we have the Turbo Master thing, and while I'm here, I'll actually compare this to the original one. So the only difference really in terms of colors is that this one has like silver, whereas this one had the pink. You can see, obviously it's not identical, but it is very nice. I believe there should be stickers here, I can't remember, to match the silver. But yeah, very nice sort of homage to it. This one has the the 3mm post to plug into the figure's hands. Whereas this one has a little fold down post with the little Masterpiece style hand clips. And we also have two of these little flip out pistols. Like I said, I think these are ghost shooters or something, but yes, so they can fold out or fold away. And quite nicely they go onto the thighs to be holstered or whatever, So there we go, held like that. Very nice secure attachment on these. Like they're not they're not going anywhere because they peg in quite well, and then the hand can wrap around them. The same cannot be said, unfortunately, for the TurboMaster gun, and I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to show this, but I'll try. So basically, the FansHobby hands here, they have like an articulated thumb, and then articulated fingers in two sections like that, and then a little slot there, which the little slot there attaches to. The problem with this one is that it sort of gets stuck on itself, for want of a better word. So I found like the best way to do it is like semi-close the hand and then put it in and sort of gently squeeze it into the hole. Ooh, just about barely get it held in like that. It reminds me a lot actually from this angle of like a needler from Halo. Very cool piece, but it doesn't really hold in that well, So like I said, we can have it with the short missile or the long missile, or what I like to do is like, and I see it's freaking wobbled itself off again already. But then what I like to do is have it with like the long missile to sort of homage the fact that TurboMasters never have all of their missiles, which is quite cute, I think. So just to show you what it looks like, then we have the three missiles on, bit awkward looking, bit cool looking. And just because he has the opening hands, then it means we can sort of dual wield. Well, not dual wield, but like hold the same gun with two hands. That's what I mean. So yeah, pretty cool. And then just for a comparison, here we have the FansHobby's Bossman with the original and his little missile loaded up there. Very cool. Absolutely love this toy so much. Like the reference is just so fun. And then for a current scaled figure, here we have with another blue car with translucent windows. Here we have Deluxe Slicer, just for a comparison, Slight link between these two. I'll let you work that out. And then just because I have him here as well, here we have Bossman with my other FansHobby toy. This is Megatooth, and of course, humongous size difference here, humongous style difference. I think Megatooth was FansHobby's second toy, I believe. Their first was the MBO3. This is, I think. So yeah, this would be their third one. I think they did Arch Enemy and Laser Prime first, which was like Nemesis and Laser Prime. This being a Gunslinger, but anyway, this is my first FansHobby toy. Absolutely love this to bits. Just like ridiculous, chunky, stupid big fella. Definitely worth his own review in the future. Maybe with like a whole other slew of repugnaces, because I have them all apart from one, I think. So yeah, just again, completely different style, but same company. Thank you, FansHobby, for giving us such random fucking characters. So, in conclusion, what can we say about FansHobby's Bossman? I think he's perfect. He's absolutely just made for me. Like, as soon as I saw this announced, I honestly thought, wow, FansHobby has just came out here and made a toy exclusively for me. Like, I am such a fan of the TurboMasters and such a fan of Mazdas. So the fact that they repainted their Mazda mold into a TurboMaster is just like so perfect for me, and like has the beautiful pink windows, the beautiful blues, the working pop-up headlights. Like, come on, like like the only thing he's missing is like some sort of rotary based matrix thing, but I might make that for myself just for a bit of fun. I absolutely love rotary engines. I hope to get a Mazda MX or a RX-8 for myself in the future, maybe an RX-7. But anyway, FansHobby Bossman. He is very boss, man. Absolutely beautiful toy, beautiful figure. Again, massive shout out to my Botposting modmin colleagues for hooking me up with this guy. I'm so happy to have my hands on this, especially because of how much the original means to me. Like, he's just so cute. Like, is he perfect? No. Is he accurate? Not particularly, but he's just a really fun homage, which I think is what FansHobby does so well. You know, like they did the Thunder Clash from, I think that was remolded from their Power Master Prime, and that's not perfect because uh, Thunder Clash never had like a super mode, but it looks freaking awesome, and it's the same thing for their Pyro. Like, I didn't personally like it, but I like what they did with it, like to take the idea of it, you know. But I am personally waiting on a Pyro that has the trailer thing. But anyway, very beautiful. You can see like just the difference in the head. Even like they had to obviously bulk it up to fit the headmaster gimmick in there, but I'm fine with that. Like I said, the fact that you have to have the painted pink pits instead of the real windows, I'm fine with that. The legs, the way the legs are different, I'm fine with that. It's just like this is the only way we were going to get a masterpiece style Turbo Master Boss, and I'm happy with the compromises. I think it works very well. I think even if you don't have any other previous relationship with Turbo Master Boss, I think it's just a really fun toy. So, like, if you didn't get your hands on this one, but enjoy what you see here, it's definitely like the Siren repaint, especially, is still very much available everywhere. I haven't seen Go Shooter for sale in a while, but Siren is definitely for sale all over the place. And he is like a grey with red. He's like a fire engine truck, or no, fire engine truck, fire department car. Sorry. Um, Very cool. So if you like this toy but don't really care about this one, there are at least two other repaints to pick from if you prefer. So am I a total FansHobby simp? Yes, like I said, I have Megatooth and I have Bossman. Very much excited to get the upcoming Galva Tyranno, which is of course their Armada Galvatron homage. And then just recently announced, of course, it's like a tidal wave to go with that Megatron set. I'm very excited to see where that goes. It's going to be humongous and ridiculous, but I'm absolutely going to get myself one. What else do they have? The Power Master Jets. Jesus, they look good. Freaking Buster and Hydra. I really hope that they're going to give us the Hasbro colors because I prefer the teal to the pink. But anyway, as usual for the end of a video, I'm going on quite a bit. So this has been B. This has been FansHobby Bossman. You've been watching Bees by Babbling. There's no scores for this guy because he's just. I cannot be objective about this. Like, he's just fun. He's just perfect. He's just, for me as a Mazda fan of 90s colours, like, I cannot possibly score this objectively. So just assume that this is just like a billion out of 10, okay? So yeah, I have been B. This has been Bossman. And bye. Hello, you. I hope you're good. You join me today on Bees Bass Babblings to talk about FansHobby Bossman. Now, as you can see, we have translucent pink windows, we have pop-up headlights, and He's a reference to a Euro G1 character, so instant 11 out of 10. Okay, see you later. Join me next time.